Hey you guys, it's me Kianna coming at you today, and I'm coming at you because I wanted to share a piece of my vanity area and give you guys this excellent tip that you guys can actually use in your own home, and hopefully it inspires you. If you find some value in this, make sure you thumbs up. I thank you all for tuning in, and let's get started in talking about how I'm able to organize most of my palettes as well as makeup brushes as well as eyebrow pencils and lip pencils for very little money, keeping it with the scheme of my room and my vanity area, and also keeping it, of course, diva-fied. So, again, this is part of my vanity area. So, I wanted to show you guys this really awesome, extremely heavy wood letter organizer that I got from Ross. And this is, yes, it is a letter organizer, you guys, and it is Paris themed, which is perfect because if you know about my master bedroom as well as my bathroom, it is old Hollywood as well as Paris themed. So I got this at Ross. Again, it is a letter organizer, but I'm not storing letters in it. I was able to be creative and think outside the box and store all of these palettes, you guys. Okay, let me show you. I'm gonna move my I'd rather be in Paris sign that I got. In case you want to know, I got that from DD's for $3.99. I also, Grandma Cheap, remember you sent me this antique iron? It is an antique. It's from 1900s, you guys. And she is an avid antique collector. And I always wanted to have a antique iron. And she remembered me saying that when she went antiquing one day. She picked me up this very heavy. It is about 8 pounds, you guys. And it's an antique iron that I keep on my vanity area. It reminds me of her, as well as it reminds me of things like, I love to have things that like my great-grandmother and things like that would have used back in that time. And of course this was an iron that they used back then. So I have that on my vanity area. But let's get back to this. Okay, so I'm able to store, you know, the big full-size palettes that we have. Okay, so I'm able to store, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm able to store 8 of those palettes, you guys, and they are the full-size palettes. Then I have these smaller palettes, which are like the blush palettes, as well as like the party girl palettes. I'm able to store 2 of those. I'm able to store the smaller palettes that are thick, but they're smaller. I'm able to store 3 or 4 of those. And I'm also able to store some of the inexpensive hair store palettes that are medium size as well, and I'm able to store 3 of those. Now, if you do the math, I'm able to store, like I said, about 8 full-size palettes, about 6 or between 6 and 8 of the smaller or medium-sized palettes. I'm able to store all of my makeup brushes in this section right here, and my eyebrow arching pencils and things like that, or razors. I'm able to store, this is my Sensei stirrer. I'm able to store all of my eyebrow pencils, mascaras, eyeliners, lip liners. I'm able to store all of that in this area. And this area is basically a free area. So if I purchase any additional items, I do have additional storage. Right now I just have some extra shower rings that I'm going to be using these in a DIY project. Always making use of everything. So I just put those right there for right now. And then I have some combs that I've been using yesterday and today right there. But this area will be a free area because this stuff is not going to stay here. But the point of what I'm sharing is this letter organizer, of course, is made just for letters, but you can think outside the box and you can get really great heavy quality items from places like Marshall's, Ross, DD's, and it doesn't have to be specifically used for what it's specifically made for. Okay, when you're looking into organizing and especially a vanity area or a diva space, you know, you're going to spend a little bit of money because they like to jack up the prices if it says something like vanity storage or something like that, containers or whatever. But you're able to find things by thinking out the box and being creative, and you don't have to spend as much money, but you're still getting great items. Look at how much I was able to store this very little space, and I only paid $9.99 for this holder, you guys, from Ross. And again, it stays with Paris and France and all of that theme, as you can see. So I was able to pick this up for $9.99 at Ross, and I hope that this has inspired you to be able to think outside the box, get some great deals, and be creative, and at the same time keep it divified and on a budget. So on that note, you guys, I love you all so much. Make sure you thumbs up again if you found any of this of value and you thought this was a really great, cool, and creative idea. All right, you guys, talk to you guys later, and thank you for tuning in. Be blessed.